Welcome back to Italian Horsepower. Today, we're taking a look at a camper that could completely change the way people think about compact adventure vehicles, the 2027 Subaru Outback Nomad Camper, a tiny AWD camper designed for people who want the freedom of a motorhome without the size and limitations of a traditional RV. At first glance, it may look like a compact adventure vehicle, but once you take a closer look, there's much more going on here. The idea behind the Nomad camper is simple: take the practicality, versatility, and all-weather capability of the Subaru Outback and transform it into a vehicle that can take you farther, stay comfortable on the road, and turn almost any destination into a campsite. And honestly, that combination is what makes this concept so interesting. Instead of driving a massive RV that can be difficult to park and challenging to maneuver on narrow roads, the Outback Nomad focuses on keeping everything compact, lightweight, and practical. Its size could make it much easier to drive through cities, mountain roads, forests, and remote destinations where larger campers simply don't belong. The rugged appearance gives it a clear adventure personality, while the compact proportions keep it practical enough for everyday driving. But the real story begins with what happens when the road disappears. Subaru's all-wheel drive philosophy is one of the biggest reasons an Outback-based camper makes so much sense. Adventure doesn't always happen on perfect roads. Sometimes the route ahead is covered in gravel, mud, snow, sand, or rough terrain. A capable AWD system can provide additional traction and confidence when conditions become unpredictable. And because this is a compact camper rather than a huge motorhome, the driver can potentially explore roads and locations that would be difficult or impossible for a much larger vehicle. Imagine leaving the highway behind, following a winding mountain road, and eventually reaching a quiet campsite surrounded by trees. You park the vehicle, open the rear area, and within minutes your transportation becomes your temporary home. That is the magic of a compact camper. You don't need a giant living room or a massive bedroom to enjoy the outdoors. You need smart design, useful equipment, and a comfortable place to rest after a long day of exploring. Inside, the Nomad camper concept focuses heavily on making the most of limited space. Every section has a purpose, and flexible furniture can potentially allow the interior to change depending on whether you are driving, relaxing, cooking, or sleeping. During the day, the space can function as a small lounge or preparation area, while at night it can transform into a sleeping space. This kind of multifunctional design is becoming increasingly important as more travelers look for smaller and more efficient ways to explore. Storage would also be extremely important because anyone who has gone camping knows how quickly equipment can take over a small vehicle. Hiking boots, jackets, food, water, cameras, cooking equipment, camping gear, and personal belongings all need somewhere to go. A well-designed camper solves this problem by using hidden compartments, under-bed storage, rear storage areas, and potentially roof-mounted equipment. The goal is not to carry your entire house with you. The goal is to carry only what you need and use the available space intelligently. And that philosophy could make the Nomad particularly attractive to couples, solo travelers, photographers, hikers, and weekend adventurers. Another major advantage is versatility. A traditional RV often has one primary purpose: traveling and camping. But a compact Outback-based camper could potentially serve multiple roles. During the week, it can be your normal vehicle. On Friday afternoon, you load your equipment, fill the tank, and start driving toward your next destination. No complicated preparation, no giant vehicle to manage, and no need to tow a separate trailer. You simply drive. And when you finally reach your destination, the vehicle becomes your base camp. This is where the idea of freedom becomes more important than luxury. A large RV may give you more space, but a smaller camper can give you more flexibility. You can fit into smaller parking spaces, navigate narrower roads, and potentially reach more remote locations. You can wake up near a lake, beside a forest, at the edge of a mountain, or somewhere overlooking the ocean. Open the door in the morning, step outside, and instead of hearing traffic and city noise, you hear the wind, birds, and the natural world around you. That experience is something a traditional hotel simply cannot provide. Of course, modern technology would still have an important place inside a vehicle like this. A modern 2027 adventure vehicle would be expected to offer advanced safety technology, a modern infotainment system, smartphone connectivity, navigation, cameras, and other driver assistance features. These systems can make long-distance travel easier and safer, especially when you're traveling through unfamiliar areas. But perhaps the most interesting thing about a vehicle like this is that technology is ultimately being used to help you disconnect. You use navigation to find a remote destination, a camera to capture the landscape, and modern vehicle technology to take you somewhere that feels far away from everyday life. That's the strange beauty of modern adventure vehicles. They use advanced engineering to help us experience something much simpler. The exact specifications, equipment, and pricing of a 2027 Outback Nomad Camper would depend on its final production configuration and market, but the concept itself represents a growing interest in compact adventure vehicles. Not everyone wants a giant motorhome. Some people simply want a reliable vehicle that can carry them, their equipment, and a little bit of comfort into the wilderness. And that is where the Nomad could have a very strong appeal. There are obviously compromises. A tiny camper will never offer the interior space of a full-size RV. Storage will be limited, the living area will be compact, and you may not have the luxury of a large kitchen or full bathroom. But for one or two people, those limitations may actually be part of the attraction. You learn to travel lighter. You take only what matters. You spend less time inside the vehicle and more time outside exploring. And isn't that what camping is supposed to be about? The Subaru Outback Nomad Camper isn't about bringing your entire home with you. It's about creating just enough comfort to make adventure easier. It's about having a place to sleep after a long hike, a place to keep your gear dry, a small space to prepare food, and a reliable vehicle that can take you home when the adventure is over. That combination of practicality and freedom is what makes this tiny AWD camper so fascinating. It may not be the biggest camper on the road, but perhaps that's exactly the point. Sometimes the best adventures begin when you stop carrying everything and start focusing on the experience itself. So, would you choose a compact AWD camper like the 2027 Subaru Outback Nomad, or would you still prefer a huge traditional RV with more space and luxury? Let us know your choice in the comments. And if you enjoyed this first look at the 2027 Subaru Outback Nomad Camper, make sure you subscribe to Italian Horsepower, because we'll be bringing you more exciting vehicles, futuristic campers, powerful machines, and automotive stories from around the world. Thanks for watching Italian Horsepower. Keep exploring, keep discovering, and we'll see you in the next one.